in the 20th and 21st century, it has been full of bloodshed. According to Professor Carter, he says that the 20th century has been the most bloodiest century ever. More blood has been spilled in this century than in any other time in known history. And then they say religion causes wars. More people have died under the banner of secular ideologies rather than the banner of religion, from a numbers game. The real terror is actually the state or the ideological type of terror, because far more innocents have died. For example, Zbigniew Brzezinski, in his publication Out of Control, Global Turmoil on the Eve of the 21st Century, it was published in 1993. He said lives have been deliberately extinguished by politically motivated carnage. And he gives us some numbers. The war dead alone in the 21st century, just listen to this, the war dead alone for politically motivated reasons is 87.5 million people. Not 3,000 9/11, which is wrong and we disagree with. Not around 60 people in 7/7 in the United Kingdom, which is wrong and we disagree with. But look at the real type of terrorism. For politically motivated via state terror, 87.5 million people. I mean, even if you were doing a numbers game, you'd be shocked. How can you hide this? 87.5 million people for politically motivated reasons via state-backed entities. So what is the real terrorism? I mean, let's wake up. State terrorism is the terrorism. This whole war on terror is like a smokescreen in a way. If this is true, that 87.5 million people have died for politically motivated reasons via secular nations and states, then we need to start talking about what is the real terror. And the real terror here is without a doubt state-backed terrorism. And we saw this in Iraq, 1.2 million people dying. We saw this in Afghanistan, thousands dying. We saw this with the use of depleted uranium on the tips of bombs when they were bombing the Gulf. And it created like a covert nuclear weapon, if you like. There's still radiation clouds there. Still there's DU dust in the atmosphere. Children are being born and they're deformed. They have no faces. They have no arms. So even just scratching the surface, you see the real terror is state terrorism. Now we're not saying what state. The point is, Muslims, we need to be just and speak the truth, even if it's against our own selves. And we should speak like this. So when a certain nation does wrong, we should say it. This is part of commanding the ma'ruf and forbidding the munkar. For commanding the good and forbidding the evil. Something that we all have to do. And if we do not do this, our piety will not get us anywhere. The Prophet ﷺ said, and I'm paraphrasing the hadith, that there was a evil town and God told the angels to destroy the town. But they saw a pious man who worships Allah. And they said, Ya Allah, there's a pious man here. And Allah says, destroy him first with the town. Because true piety manifests in also commanding the good and forbidding the evil, because he didn't do nothing about it. His heart wasn't inclining to change the situation. So look at this state terror. 87.5 million innocent deaths for politically motivated reasons in the 21st century.